So today, before we finish this job, I wanted to talk a little bit about landscape design, some of the different elements when you're designing with natives and California-friendly plants. So this is the north side of the building. As you can see, it doesn't get any sun at all for at least 6 months out of the year because of this big tall building. It's on the north side. So these plants are only going to get some sun in the middle of summer most of the time, and they're going to get ambient light. So plants that you want to have for this type of garden, there's the ribes sanguineum, and here's monkey flower, and here's the heuchera, and here's the California sword fern right there. And this is not a California native. It's called ginger, but it loves the shade, does really well in the shade. And this is, you notice the heucheras actually have different colors. They come in different colors. And then also more monkey flowers. And this is a different type of ribes. This one only gets to about 2 to 3 feet tall. The other one, the sanguineum, gets to about 8 feet tall. So it's going to be really nice against by the front entrance, and they get loaded with flowers. And this is the coffee berry plant because it looks like the berries look like coffee berries, so that's what they call it, coffee berry plant. Now on this in this particular job, we went ahead and there were some local tree trimmers that were taking trees out, and so we said, hey, can we have those trunks? So we knew we were going to do some retaining here, so instead of doing typical retaining walls, we thought we'd do some really cool eucalyptus trunk retaining. These aloes here are not, agaves are not native, but they're super drought tolerant. We're going for drought tolerant and shade natives, or California friendly, which is our drought tolerant plants. This is the strawberry tree, which the hummingbirds love. Flowers, and then look at that trunk. Stunning, beautiful, double staked. That's the way it should be. And then these are the strawberry tree, but in a compact form. So they're called Arbutus compactus. So we're repeating the theme over and over. And this is how we do it with California natives and California friendly. Over here, we had another ribes, one that get the 8-footer. And then the coffee berries will get maybe 4 or 5 feet tall, which is fine. And this is the look before we put the mulch down. So I wanted to do this quick video about that. And then as far as the drip irrigation goes, there's no spray heads. This is drip irrigation. So we'll talk a little bit about that. These are called the QF headers. Notice we didn't put a line. Well, we did, and then we capped it off. But this is the end of the line right here. QF header, in the old days, before the QF header by Rainbird's the only one that makes this product, by the way, we actually used to have to build this out of PVC, and boy, your wrist would be really tired by the time you get home. Now they just have it in a big roll, so you just roll it out and plug it in. And so it goes about every 12 inches. That's how drip irrigation is done properly. I notice around the trunks here, we had to put in a T because you obviously couldn't go over the trunks with wastewater. So that's how we did it. Over here, we did do a real banana tree. The property owner said that they would hand water this once in a while, just give a little more water, because bananas absolutely love water. They'll do okay with less water if they get a lot of mycorrhizal fungi. And then around this enclosure, this is a commercial building, there's the electrical generator. So we put the salvia point sal. This little thing will get about 2 feet tall. We didn't want something that's going to get giant, and it'll have about a 5-foot spread, so it'll fill this whole area. And notice the drip irrigation, how it's been on, and notice the capillary action, how it pulls from plant to plant. It waters the whole entire area underneath the ground. really cool. This is the white sage over here. Now this side of the building does get a lot more sun, so that's why you can see it's got a lot more color to it. And then I'll talk a little bit about the lighting. The three big components of a landscape are plants, irrigation, and lighting. And so as I back up here, I'm going to draw your attention to these lights. They're called WAC lights, and they actually have a screw on the side of them. Let's follow this. Okay, there we go. If you get a screwdriver, you can actually turn that counterclockwise and it'll actually dim the light. Really cool thing. And this is, they have a wall wash. I thought these trunks would light up really pretty at night. And same thing with this, but the added benefit of the wall wash here is that it actually will, the light will actually go wider. It's a really cool effect. And then another design aspect to this, in terms of lighting, is we put these huge LEDs on each of the, what I will call a big post. Not really post, but you can see this building has these, almost looks like posts, kind of big columns. And so we put a light under each big column, and these big lights, there's one right there. And what happens is if you turn the aperture, it actually, you can dim it or you can have it go full power, and you can actually have it go wide or you can make it real narrow. Sort of like you can do with a flashlight, do with these also. So we have a few copper lights here just for aesthetics. And on the other side, way down there, we actually have, you can see the drip irrigation. We did leave a area that's blank because we're probably going to do some type of a Zen garden there for the employees to come out and have lunch and just kind of meld with your fountain. so anyway, just some ideas on what you can do. Now, next video I do, it's going to have this and this little shredded mini bark, which you can see, it's really cool stuff. It's going to go over everything, so you won't be able to see the drip irrigation. The reason for this being is that it helps to retain the moisture, helps to suppress weeds, but most of all, it feeds a mycorrhizal fungi. And the mycorrhizal fungi is what has a symbiotic relationship with your plant roots, and they'll actually make your plants healthy, provide nutrients, much needed nutrients. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and this is kind of the essence of landscaping in Southern California. Thanks for joining. Take care.